Hello, everyone. It's very good to be with you. I'm sorry that this year we won't be having our school's conference as we would usually have, but these are not usual times. And I think the idea of my being able to send you this message is, instead of the conference, is just in order to make contact with you and to say that here I am sitting next to my piano, to say the show goes on. And that's not a trite thing at all, because on top of my piano, as you can see, there are photographs of most of the people I love, and some of whom I haven't seen for a year because of the pandemic. But nonetheless, I have these photographs to remind me that people I love are still making things work in their homes, are still going to work, and are making the most of these very difficult circumstances in which we find ourselves, to promote love and well-being for all those in their care. And I want particularly to thank you, all of you, that's teachers, governors, school administrators, caretakers, everyone who is providing for our children so that they know how much they are cared for and how much their education is important, even in spite of all that we face. I want to thank you all for being so imaginative in working out how the curriculum can work in these circumstances. I want to thank you for putting yourselves at risk for our children. Some of you will remember years ago the government slogan that every child matters, and I believe passionately that every child matters to God, and that the children's well-being is of paramount importance. I know a little boy who, through lockdown, he understood why he couldn't go to school, but he got more and more sad about not being able to interact with other children, receiving worksheets which were still designed to be worked through in partnership with other children. And that little boy now is much happier, because even though he can't interact with his friends in the same way, he's back in a class with them, sees them, hears them, interacts with them, and interacts with his teacher, whom he'd missed very much. So thank you very much for all that you do. Thank you for particularly for your care, even through the lockdown, of children with particular needs. It's been very much on my heart thinking about the children who live in very poor circumstances, children who are at risk. And thank goodness for those of you keeping our schools open, providing meals for families, enabling the children who have nothing to know that even in the darkest days for them of being, as it were, locked in unhappy homes, that they could actually get out and be safe and cherished by you. These uncertain times will continue, obviously, for many months to come, and in some ways, coming out of lockdown has been much more complicated than going into it. I have great confidence in your resilience, in the power of your compassion, and in your understanding that our job, all of us, in whichever way we serve our schools, our job is to ensure that, as Jesus says in the Gospel of John, that I've come that they may have life, and life in all its abundance. That abundant life for our children is not postponed because of COVID. Jesus says, blessed are those who come to me, and that blessing is not postponed either. And the children know that blessing, know that they are cherished and flourish, largely because of you with the children's parents. And I pray for all of you and bless you, that cherishing, that flourishing will be known by all of our children across our 85 schools.